Hey, welcome to my channel. This is a black man's view. There are a lot of things that are important to me as pertains to what I would like to see our leaders do, whoever gets selected for this next election. And a couple of those things, I don't know, I've never been polled. I don't know anybody that has been polled, so I don't know where these polling numbers come from or how they get them or what. I have no clue because, like as I said, I've never been polled, and nobody that I know has been polled. And it's just, I would like to know who decides who gets polled, and how do the people that get polled get notified that they're going to get polled, or is it just random? You're just walking down the street and somebody walks up, people's knocking on doors. I don't know. I have no clue. But if I was to get polled and they was to ask me questions, some of the things that I would say concerns me is really not much that any elected official can take care of, like the problems in our community. The only people that can fix the problems in our community are the people in our community. And what I mean by that, yeah, the politicians, and this is not necessarily pertaining to the presidential election, this is local politicians. Politicians can try to ensure that we have resources within our community to better our community. But it's up to us, the people that live in the community, to utilize those resources. Like schools. Our schools need to be better. There need to be more teachers. Teachers need to be paid what they're worth. Because I know good and damn well, with today's youth, there is no way in hell I can be a teacher. No way in hell. Because the parents nowadays expect the teachers to raise their kids. They think the learning starts at schools, but learning starts at home. And I couldn't deal with it. And for the shit that our teachers have to go through every day, they deserve to be paid on the equivalent of, say, an NFL quarterback. A quarterback that's making $300 million a year playing a child's sport that we all played when we was in school, but graduated on the bigger and better things. There's no way that they should get paid more than someone that's educated, that's going to be called to educate their kids in buildings that some of them are falling down. I remember when I lived in Maryland, it was so hot that they had to shut down some of the schools because they didn't have AC. They didn't know air conditioning in some of the schools in Baltimore, which is crazy to me. But then the city has resources and funds to subsidize a billionaire owner idea of a new stadium anywhere in the country, wherever in any city in this country. When it comes a time to subsidize a new stadium for the sports team, a new arena, they always beg the taxpayers to pay for it, and the city agrees to it. But teachers, firefighters, the police, and I know this might sound crazy coming from a black man, but nowadays anyway, we need the police, because if something happens, we're not going to call our neighbor to come help us. We're going to call the police. The police need to get paid more. The police need better training. The police that comes to our neighborhood should reflect our neighborhoods. You shouldn't put a lily white cop that's fresh on the force into an all-black neighborhood because he does not know or understand, or sometimes don't even care, of how those people actually live and their perceptions of them. They need people in our communities that represent our communities, that know our communities, that's empathetic to our communities. Just like you wouldn't send a person that's born and raised in the inner city out to patrol a neighborhood in Beverly Hills. He would know how to interact with those people. And that's the problem with our police. They need better training, and they need more candidates that reflect the communities. That's a couple things that I would address to if I ever get polled, if I ever get the opportunity to get polled. Another thing is abortion. Me personally, I don't give a damn about abortion. Abortion does not affect me whatsoever. I don't care. I think a woman should decide for herself what she wants to do with whatever situation she's in. That's a woman's choice. I think a man, let me put it like this, I'm against abortion. I think it's wrong. I think it's murder. That's my personal opinion. But if a woman decides that she does not want to bear children, or if it depends on her life or the child's life, then she should be able to make that decision on her own. Me as a man, I ain't got no say so in that, unless it's me and this woman have a baby together. Then it should be discussed between the two of us. Because I know for sure, if I was with a woman and she had an abortion and the baby was mine, and she did not discuss it with me, but this is what I want to do, then that's that relationship's over. Straight up, that relationship's over. I don't ever want to see you or hear from her again. That's just my opinion. But that does not negate the fact that it is a woman's choice what she needs to do with her body. That's just how it is. Because I know good and goddamn well, if women were to raise a fuss about a man getting a vasectomy, if they was all of a sudden, man, you can't get a vasectomy anymore, you can't stop, you can't do that, that's going to be against the law, we want to ban it, nothing would be said about abortions because nobody would fuck with it. Because it's different when it comes to men, which is hypocritical. Because then it isn't a vasectomy a type of abortion. So if they was to pass a law saying that a man can't get a vasectomy anymore, see how fast the abortion laws change. They wouldn't have it. They wouldn't have it. They would say it's a man's choice on whether or not to get a vasectomy. So it's a woman's choice on whether or not to get an abortion. Even though I don't agree with it personally, but that's my personal belief. That's my personal belief. And if I was in politics, I wouldn't I wouldn't try to pass no law against banning an abortion and all that, because that's stupid to me. That's stupid. It's a right to choose. That's the whole purpose of this country, a right to choose. So, yeah, I don't give a damn about abortion, because personally that does not affect me. Gun safety, gun rights. Watch how fast the gun laws will change in this country if more and more people of color became registered carriers. I can't even get my words right this morning. If more and more people of color decided to go get their concealed carry permit, if more and more people of color were legally carrying firearms, watch how fast the gun laws will change. Wouldn't be no debate on Second Amendment rights, because the whole gun rights lobbyists came into effect back in the 60s and early 70s when the Black Panthers were carrying guns. Nobody said anything about gun rights until they saw a bunch of armed black men marching down the street. Then all of a sudden, we got to regulate the guns in this country. Other than that, gun rights, I own several guns. I probably have a gun for every room in my house, because I don't need all those guns, but I got them because it's better to have one than not have one when it's needed. And I'm a retired soldier, so I know how to use a gun. And if anyone wants to challenge me on it, or if I'm out somewhere, because I carry everywhere I go, I'm going to let you know I carry everywhere I go. So everybody reading this, if you see me out in the street and you want to get stupid, don't. You understand what I'm saying? Don't. Same thing. You see me in my house and you want to kick in my door, don't. Don't. That's all I'm saying. Because I have no qualms about using my pistol, my shotgun, my AR. No qualms about it. Because if you're stupid enough, you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. And all my guns are legal. And it's just, nobody has a right to tell me that I can't have them. But certain weapons don't need to be had by ordinary civilians. They don't need to be had. There's no reason that kids on the street have fully automatic weapons. There's no reason that it's easier to buy a gun on the street than it is for it is an insulin patient to get their medicine. Don't make no sense to me. Guns should be regulated. They should be. And I'm saying that as a licensed gun holder. Guns, and I don't use my guns to hunt animals. I don't know nothing about hunting. Never been hunting. But I know how to defend myself if need be. So I don't believe in all that, the Second Amendment for rise, tyranny of the government and all that other bullshit. That's bullshit. It's bullshit. That's just an excuse people use, trying to make it legal to shoot somebody. You got to be responsible with it. So I'm gonna tell you now, none of my guns is used for hunting animals, but I will hunt a human being that tried to do me and my family or somebody that I love harm. Guarantee that. So it's not necessarily something that I advocate, but Second Amendment they just need to shut the fuck up by the Second Amendment, because everybody knows that nobody that has guns is worrying about the tyranny of the government, unless you just a damn fanatic. It's several things. Our infrastructure in our cities needs to be addressed. Bridges falling down needs to be addressed. You drive through the inner city of any major city, the roads terrible, potholes terrible. That needs to be addressed, because right now it's crazy. I lived in Germany. You will not see a messed up road in Germany. You won't see it. All the money we spend in taxes, it don't make no sense for all the potholes and stuff to be in our city. It don't make no sense at all. So, yeah, infrastructure needs to be taken care of. But that's just a couple things that's on my mind if I ever get polled that'll come up. But that's all pertains to local elections, local elected officials, which I think is more important than voting for the president, because all in all, we don't elect the president. The Electoral College does, which is another thing. The Electoral College needs to be abolished. There's no reason for it. We had it, they implemented it back in slavery so that the southern states feel like they had a say-so after the population dwindled when they freed the slaves. We don't need it anymore. And it don't make no sense that somebody can win the popular vote and then the Electoral College decides, oh yeah, you won a popular vote, but nah, son, this ain't your time, and award it to the other person. That makes no sense to me. Electoral College needs to be abolished so that one person, one vote. That's how it should be. That's how it's set up to be. So, yeah, there's just certain things that are on my mind that if I ever get polled, that's what I would talk about. That's what I talk about. So, anyway, this video went a little longer than what I anticipated. So let me know in your comments what y'all think. What would y'all talk about if y'all got polled? Until next time, deuces.